Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good evening, people from Buccaneer Land. This is Matt from OKC, coming to you live from the kitchen studios here just a little bit east of Oklahoma City and Tinker Air Force Base. We're here to talk about football on an off week. This is the Pro Bowl weekend, kind of like an off week, bye week kind of situation for the whole league. And there's been some news, not necessarily Buccaneer news, but there's been some. And, of course, we got a couple of four or five players in the Pro Bowl, something to talk about, and whatever else comes up on your mind. We're going to go ahead and link you into the system. I'll put it in the comments. If you want to come on and share your worldview, you can do that just by clicking the link. You don't even have to show your face. You can just be an avatar. But let me get my second half in here, Miss Teresa Baxter from Hot Atlanta, Georgia. There she is.
Everybody.
We got the both of us in here tonight, and we'll see what's going with the folks out there in the world. I got to turn on the comments. Are you able to do comment following tonight or no? I think you are, right?
If there are any out there, I don't see them.
I haven't seen any either. That's not.
Somebody give me a comment.
Don't know. Well, maybe they need a little time to wake up. Who knows? Let me plop this in here and see if we can get the follow link.
We've had, there we go. We've had some technical difficulties, guys, so we are working around it.
There's an understatement of the day. Man, oh man, what a day it's been. And what I put in there just now was the StreamYard.com with some squigglies after that. That's what you use if you want to come in and join in the conversation, come in and talk to us, ask us questions, talk about whatever. But that's how we do things here. We don't have a phone, so we use the link directly from StreamYard. And you get to be on the air live for all eternity because the video doesn't go away. All right. Well, like I was saying, this is the off week in football where they used to, back in the old days, this would be media week and they'd have a bunch of crazy stuff going on. Mm-hmm. They don't really do that so much anymore. They just play the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
And it's everybody wants to get there. I guess you get some kind of bonus for it and some notoriety and what have you. And the Buccaneers were able to do a little bit of that this year. Just imagine we had more people this year, or as many people this year, I'm not sure exactly which way that worked, as the 0-2 team, which imagine that. They won the Super Bowl and we won the Super Bowl. All of a sudden, people know who the Bucs are. It's all that time in between where folks just forget us. where nobody talks about us.
We've been forgettable. Let's be real.
True. That is a fact. Here's a list of the people that I know are going. We got the captain, Tom Brady, of course. He was a no-brainer. Mm-hmm. Shaq Barrett from the defense. The big mouth center, Mr. Ryan Jensen, with all the attitude.
I love him.
He's a good guy on your team. If he was on the other team, he's not so favorable.
That's right.
However, we got him and you don't, so that's a good thing. And we got Ali Marpet, the guy to his immediate left, and Tristan Wirfs was selected, but of course he's got that ankle problem. So I think he had to step aside and someone else took his position. There were some others that came in that weren't listed here because they were second team. and I'm going to see if I can find who they were. I didn't put them in the graphic. Let me look real quick. We got Barrett,
Well, while
Jensen.
you're doing that, I'll read some of these comments. We had
Okay.
a couple of hellos from Pam and Andre. Thank you very much. Corinne King Brown says, no Jimmy G. The Bucks and fans trust Kyle Trask. We're going to get into that one a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, I could. Yeah.
Hey, Willow, how are you? She says, hi, sir and lady.
Howdy.
Cole, what's up, everybody? Ryan is from Colorado. Woohoo! Yeah.
Oh, he's under the snow. He's
Love
under
him.
the snow.
Peace, Bucks fans, is what Andre says. Vito Vea.
Yep, he was one of the first team alternates, I think. Here it says Mike Evans, Devin White, and Antoine Winfield Jr. and other alternates included Alex Kappa from the offensive line, Leonard Fournette, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, and Vita Vea. So pretty good number of players there that actually made the team. That's what, 5 + 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's an octet for you guys out there that want to try to increase your vocabulary. Octet, meaning 8.
Well, that's
So
a good problem to have, is having all those people on the Pro Bowl. Well, it is and it isn't, because that means that we're available, so we're not in the Super Bowl.
True, but come on now. We had a great year. And
we did.
Realistically, we all wanted to go to the Super Bowl again, and it was so close. But honestly, you had to know that it's just a probability issue. You know, Brady went two times into the playoffs with us in 2 years, and both times Mahomes went, he failed after the first year winning the Super Bowl and thought it was easy. So if he's the new GOAT, he's sitting at home. He's at the sneaker store taking on that cool discount from the State Farm folks.
So is Aaron Rodgers, and Andre says, Aaron Rodgers, what's the likelihood? I'd say slim to none.
You know what? Here's the thing about Aaron Rodgers. He's a different mentality than the and I see you down there, Alec. He's a different mentality than Brady. We got spoiled with Brady. Brady doesn't need the money. His wife makes more in a quarter than most of these guys make in a whole season. So that gave us the opportunity to buy more players because he didn't take any cash, really. He took a bare minimum and a couple of incentive plans. And Gronk did something very similar. Mike Evans has done it. There's a couple other players that have done it, but a lot of those players aren't going to be here. So if we go after Aaron Rodgers is going to want 100% of what he's owed, and he'll probably want a 10% bump because of who he is. And if he gets the MVP, that price is going to go up another half.
I thought I read where he didn't get that running back Taylor got it over Brady and Rodgers for the offense.
Is that right? Well, I have to admit, I don't know. I was busy all day. I didn't have a chance to pull all that up. Aaron Rodgers would work here by as far as the coach, but not by the psychology of how the man's brain works and what he's greedy. He's just selfish. And he's been able to make that work in Green Bay because they don't spend a lot of money outside of him. And then he complained about it, and they went and got his buddy. But it's just weird how when you look at the two personalities, the two different quarterbacks, they might be similar in skill, but what you'll have available to you because they take one versus the other is going to be a big change for us.
I think the biggest difference is Tom Brady is a mentor, and Aaron Rodgers is just about what have I done lately? Right.
And he's selfish and self-promoting. He doesn't really do a whole lot with the other.
Mm-hmm.
So and somebody said something about Jimmy G. Let me ask you a question. Is Jimmy G worse than Winston?
I would say he's worse than just about anything at the moment because he's averaging 6 games a year. Well, that doesn't help us.
Oh, well, I didn't put that in the equation. I was kind of looking at if you put him in the right conditions with the offensive
Yeah, I mean,
game.
he's a good quarterback, but if he's always hurt.
Yeah. That's the thing, availability.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just skip that.
No, well, if somebody wants to, give the other side to that, his upside, that's fine. But I mean, the availability is absolutely a downside.
Yeah. Well, let's bring in our first celebrity from New Jersey. No, he's Virginia. That's what it is. He's Virginia. Military guy, Mr. Alec.
What's
I
up? Wait a second, I'm here.
see everything you're doing. So if you ever log in like that, make sure you
I'm
don't
sorry.
carry us to the bathroom or anything. We don't want that. We don't want to see that
Did-
happen.
Hey, Matt, did someone say Brady?
Oh, look at
Did
that.
someone say Brady?
King of bling. What do you
Oh,
keep on
wait.
the Oh, he's got two. All right. So you were planning ahead.
Yeah, I got
No,
mine
because
too.
this guy in because I went to the Bucks. I went to both Bucks games and I was at both Bucks playoffs games while I was on leave to go to because I couldn't go all season because COVID guidelines. Military is strict about that.
Right.
So they was like, "Oh, do you want to go on Christmas leave or New Year's leave?" I was like, first off, I'm single, and my parents were like on vacation, so there was like 2 holidays, either you're with a loved one or with your family. I was like, there's no point of going, so I was like, I might as well push my leave back and go there during the playoffs. Cause I haven't been to a Bucks playoff game ever since I think the last time they went was in 2007. I couldn't even afford a playoff ticket, so my friend had he had season tickets, so I bought off of him. And then there I go. And after we beat the Eagles, I went to this bar in downtown Tampa, and the guy, he had one. He had a one of the Super Bowl rings. I was like,
It
How
wasn't
much
the
that
Blue
cost?
Plantation, was it?
no, it was some. It was like some bar. Like I think it was about. I want to say like 10 minutes from my hotel. But apparently it's like a famous bar that like one of the Bucks running back head coaches. I think it was like assistant head coach. I forgot his name, but he's old as fudge.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. He's
Money
like
Kiffin?
what? Huh?
Money Kiffin? Kiffin?
No,
From
no,
the
not.
2002?
He was one of the. He's a current one of the current coaches on the Bucks right now. I forgot what his name
Oh,
was.
yeah. We've got an old man back there, and I don't know what his damn name is, but
Yeah,
I've
but
seen him on
he was at the bar and he had his Super Bowl ring, so we felt his, and that thing was heavy.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah. Gold is
but then
a custom.
And
It's
the guy
heavy.
next to him, he had another one. I was like, how much is it? I was like, never mind. I was like, I don't even care about that. I was like, I want one. He was like, I have a case of 5 for $200. I was like, you even gotta say a single word. I will send you that money as soon as possible. And if he's watching this, if you're looking for a Bucks Super Bowl ring, message him on Facebook. His name is Cody Crouch. He's selling them for $50, $10 plus shipping, and definitely worth the money. Definitely.
You think
worth it.
so, huh? Well, I'm
Oh,
glad
love
you're
it.
happy. I don't buy that kind of stuff. I
Uh-huh.
know you see the lady above you. She's got one just like it,
That shit.
and she had it in the preseason, dude. She didn't go to no
I
game.
do.
There it is. That's Teresa, the Queen of Bling.
I haven't worn my crown for a while, have I?
No, I haven't. But that's
No,
okay.
it's like only thing I've been wanting. Most Bucks fans have it, and I'm freaking jealous. It's like the Oakley versions, but it's like the NFL, well, I want to say it's like the giveaways they give out to fans.
Uh-huh. Is it sunglasses?
Yeah, it's like what's it called? I'm trying to remember. It's like I think Teresa probably saw it. It's like whoever went. I'm not sure if she went to the Saints game, but like at the Saints game, they was giving them out to like different fans. Some Bucks fans have it, but I was trying to find those, and while I was at the game, I was like, "Do you guys have those shades that they were giving out like during the Saints games?" They're like, "Yeah," but they ended up giving me these. I was like, "It's the wrong ones." Because they said that how much you want, how many do you want? I was like 4 of them. I was like yeah, we have like 30 of them. I was like, there's no way they have that many of them left.
Oh, there
All
is.
they had
You'd
was
be
that and
surprised.
a keychain.
Go on eBay. Anything that whether it's a bobblehead or a commemorative ring or
Yeah.
Oakley
Yeah.
glass special editions, You can get them
Well,
on
I
eBay
did
the
get-
day they go out there because there's people that do nothing but collect that stuff to sell it.
Yep.
I bought this though while I was in Florida.
Nice.
I got that. I even I low-key when I walked into the store, it was like fate because I think when I landed in Florida, I went to the Orlando outlets because I was gonna buy something there anyways. As soon as I walk into the store, it was right there in my front view. I was like, I want that. I was like, I don't care the price. I want that so badly.
It was like $300 or something, aren't they?
No, I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be more, but I was like, I just swiped my card. I was like, at this point, I saved up enough money for this trip. I was like, I might as well treat myself to it. But I saw already see it's like $213.
Yeah. They're
And I went online
in
like
Oklahoma. They
150.
don't normally sell Buccaneer stuff until Brady came to town. And you go to the
They've
sports
been
shop
sold
down
Buck
in the
stuff,
mall here.
period.
You got Oklahoma Sooner stuff on one wall. You got Oklahoma State Cowboy stuff on the other wall, and right in the middle is Brady. And now they got out of the playoffs. They've kind of reduced that, and Brady retired. I don't know. Did you hear about that? Brady retiring? Was that news?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, it wasn't really a shock to me, honestly.
No.
But it's just like most Bucks fans, I don't know. And I'm not sure if I'm happy or I'm kind of mad because I might want to be hopefully as long as we get a good quarterback that can actually not turn the ball over. Winston, if you're watching this, but I don't know. I'm actually kind of happy because every fan base has that. This is why Bucks fans shouldn't even worry about it, stress right now, because when Brady was there going to Bucks games, it was kind of annoying because when we had Winston, it was you had to pay people to go to the games. Even before we had Winston, you had to pay people to go to the games.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be half the stadium would be empty. But when you have Brady go there, every corner you turn, it's a Brady jersey, and then you see a Patriots jersey. I'm like, and then they when they do the announcements, and some of the fans are like, "Who's that?" I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. During the Rams game, if Johnny's watching this, yes, I did leave because I left in the third quarter. 'Cause it kind of pissed me off, and I didn't even feel. I wasn't even feeling good because it was cold outside.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna. It wasn't worth staying there. I was like, I'm not gonna what's the possibility of this coming back? Plus, I was getting sick in the cold. But when I saw all the Patriot, the Bucks Patriots fans, the Tom Brady fans, I was like, well, hope to see you guys never. I don't want to see them in that stadium ever again. They're so annoying. It's I couldn't tell who was a real Bucks fan or who was a bandwagon fan. I couldn't tell.
It doesn't matter. Does it really matter if you became a fan last month or if you've been here since 1977? You're still carrying the flag. You're wearing the gear. Might all be 12s because that's the damn number everybody bought. But take it from a guy who knows from the old days. I used to go to those games that you're talking about where you had to pay somebody $7 for a sideline ticket between the 40s. And they were just trying to get rid of them. Then you'd go watch Green Bay. And then you come the next week and you go watch Detroit. And you come the next week and the Vikings are in town. And then the Bears. And I went to so many games for less than $20. You wouldn't believe it. I saw so many players that are going to be in the Hall of Fame or already are now because of my age for next to nothing. That's when you suck, that's what it was good for. But now, last year, Teresa and I would be messaging back and forth on the games, and it looked like some of the games where we were not playing well, it's like we weren't showing up. But then by the end, we always won. And then there was other games where they had 30 points in the first half, and then they took the brakes off and laid down for the third
they played
quarter.
soft coverage.
Yeah,
and
that drives me crazy.
See, when
you can't lie if you're watching that Bucks game, the refs screwed us in so many ways. It was not even funny.
In what
and
game?
Against the Rams, you could tell the crowd's reaction. Those calls were the
unsportsmanlike on Brady.
That was
some bull.
And the guy didn't call the guy that smacked him in the mouth that started the whole thing.
Yeah, that was kind of stupid. But you know what? We overcame all of that. What killed us in that game was the first quarter. We didn't do diddly shit. Oops.
And the Rams are the one team you
we
can't
didn't do anything. And so we decided to wait. We took the first quarter off. Second quarter, we started to kind of wake up.
Yeah.
Then the Rams did what we did, and they came back and didn't want to blitz as much, and we were able to turn that around. But the end result was we could only tie. You know why we could only tie? Because Suckup did exactly what he'd been doing the whole season. He missed 1 or 2 kicks every 5, and he decided this was the game he was going to do it. If he had made that kick in the first half, the whole dynamic of the game would have been different, and things would have worked out better for us. But I don't know if you watched Ray Kennedy on the Cup of Ray show that's on here on Buck Report.
Oh, I was so mad I couldn't meet him while I was on leave. I'm so upset about that. I was supposed to do a freaking like co-host on his show. I was like his schedule, and like I wasn't like, because I'm from Central Florida, so I was mostly in that area. And I was like 45-minute drive from Tampa, so I didn't really get that access to like meet up with him. And the one chance where we were supposed to meet up for the Eagles game, it was downpouring bad outside. So he was like, "We'll just do it another day." And it was this, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, you can watch his show, and I think he might. I don't know if you can call in or not. You can talk to him on most of those programs. But the point I was trying to make is his big thing all last season was we got to get Suck Up signed. Suck Up, Suck Up, Suck Up. And then Suck Up sucked us up, and he blew the opportunity that we had because he wasn't like Christie. Christie used to kick him. You know it was going in. You didn't have to watch it. We used to have a kicker named Donald Igwe Buike. You didn't have to watch his either, or Martin Grammatica, or Christie, or who was the guy that Bryant was the one that had the toe. So, the kicking game for the Bucks has had some really, really good kickers. We've had some really bad ones, notorious bad ones.
Well, we let go of Gay, and he's the one that kicked the winning
He's the
field
one
goal
that beat
against
us. He's the one that kicked it to beat us, and imagine that. So he was weird. He could hit one from 50 yards. He couldn't hit chip shots. He would miss extra points. It was the damnest thing I ever saw.
The thing that threw me off was like we were in field goal range so many times, but they're trying to go for that touchdown. But if we came back, that whole overtime or that last minute thing heroic that Rams did wouldn't even be a matter of them having to kick a field goal. They had to score a touchdown.
Yeah,
but they would have scored.
You win some, you lose some.
Cup like that. The way they covered Cup in that one particular play,
they looked so lost out there.
And somebody in the secondary didn't hear what the middle of the secondary was doing, and that messed up that whole thing and gave him that huge first down way on the field. You can't come back from that. You might get lucky and block a kick, but blocking a kick is difficult. Stopping a guy from running down the seam is a heck of a lot easier, and we didn't get that done. Well, Alec, we got some more comments we got to work in here. I see Teresa's been moving through them here a little bit. Where are we at? We were on. I lost my spot there.
Oh, we're here. Boog Harmon said pretty much what you guys were talking about.
Oh, yeah.
During the Los Angeles game. Pam White says we never see any Pro Bowl love unless we win Super Bowls, and that's correct.
That's true.
Willow said her 2022 bold prediction. Go ahead.
2020 bold prediction is Rodgers goes to Denver. They miss the playoffs and Rodgers retires defeated.
There is something further on about a three-way trade. We'll get to that in a little bit. Kyle Trask's going to be better than Winston.
That's not hard to do, Corey.
Speaking of that, y'all haven't heard the news?
What news?
What?
I'm not. No, it's. I'm not. NFL rumors. They go around. They say we're gonna get this player.
Yeah.
But they I'm not sure if this is. There's no sources behind this until I actually see it my physical self. But there was an interview with Winston saying he wouldn't mind going back to Tampa for a low-end contract. But I have yet to see that video. I'm not sure where it surfaced at. Well, I don't think they should bring him back, even if he has good vision or not. Unless he decides for like $1 million contract.
He's not going to do that.
Winston can be good. He can be really good. He can be really bad. But the biggest thing is he splits the fan base so much.
Yep. The one thing he does do, though, that I miss with Brady being such a surgeon is he makes games exciting even when you know you're going to lose. But Winston, to his credit, did do an awful lot to bring us back.
Yeah.
The problem was he did his equal amount of causing us to lose. And that's where it was even in his statistics, 30 and 30. It's an even mix or match. But watching a game with Winston, he'd throw the first interception and you're mad as hell and you're throwing stuff. Second time we come in there, he throws a 50-yard bomb to a blind spot because he couldn't see it. He wasn't throwing to the receiver. He was throwing to a zone. And we didn't really realize that until he got the LASIK. Now that he's got good eyes, I don't know if he's better or not because, honestly, the guy didn't get a chance. But he was working us over until he got his knee hurt. That guy was moving the ball and he was running on us and everything else.
Yeah. Well, he was dinking and dunking the ball down the field. He wasn't trying to go for 80 yards.
Right. He had him in the safe offense set, but it was being effective. I mean, Joe Montana made a career out of that. So there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't know. Here's the thing. He's going back to a team that has no head coach. The head coach that's coming in has no quarterback. So Winston is a quarterback, but nobody knows how good he could be because the first year he had glasses and his eyes were fixed. He didn't complete anything. He got started and got hurt and was out for the rest of the year. So I don't know what his status is going to be. He's not in a position to do what he did when he left here at $30 million.
Winston is a free agent. They only had him in a 1-year contract, and that was for $1 million, I believe, with incentives.
Right, plus incentives, and he didn't obviously make it.
So he's a free agent.
I just
I think our cap space goes up. But I'm not saying to sign Winston though. I think our cap space goes up.
Even if we got Winston on the cheap, I mean that's one thing. But as far as his situation in New Orleans, I think that was sealed when they signed Hill to that big, huge contract.
Yeah, but it's only a contract if the guy becomes a quarterback.
But it's still a contract. It just goes up if he becomes a quarterback.
He's a tight end who throws a quarterback position, and if he makes that quarterback position work, then he gets a laddered up the scale.
But they're already $70 million over the cap.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to keep anybody. I mean, the defense is going to get Latimer's probably going to go somewhere else. Jordan is expensive. I don't know if they can keep him. And then you still got the people on the offense that you have holes in all over the damn place that you got to fill, and you have no money.
And so that's what the new coach is going to do. You know, he might come in and clean house anyhow.
Well, it's a good opportunity and a viable thing for them to do this year if they're going to do it. But I haven't heard any word about who's interested in working for New Orleans. They're not in the news that popped out to me. I haven't seen.
I heard, just like everybody else, rumors that they wanted to talk to Leftwich.
Well, now Leftwich was going to go to Jacksonville, remember? And
he was. Something happened there, and he was just like, "No, y'all have a good day."
Yeah, and that's probably the smartest thing he's done.
Yeah.
Him and Todd Bowles have those two positions locked up for as long as Arians is around, and probably as long as Jason Light's there, because of what they've been able to do. And then it'd just be a executive decision on which one takes a head coach position if they're both there when Arians finally does hang it up.
Right.
Personally, I'd like to see Todd Bowles stay and let Byron Leftwich go on and do whatever he's going to do. Possibly Brady will come back and coach. Watch. He's going to have that competitive side of him that's going to want to do something. And they're going to have to make a decision. He's not going to play.
Willow on here is reminding us that Cobb did not have a spectacular season with Rodgers.
He didn't. It was good, but it wasn't great.
Pam said no Rodgers.
Yeah, everybody's saying that. No Rodgers. I got Eric Marino here in the bucket. He's come up on the stage. Is there anything you want to add, Alex, before we cut you loose? I can't have 15 people up here.
Yeah, I got you. I respect it. Before I go, in the draft, I'm calling it now. In the second round, we're gonna get John Mechie or Jahan Dotson, and that's gonna make our whole offense at least stable because we'll have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, and Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Cameron Brate, or John Mechie or Jahan Dotson, and the defense will do their work. It could be like $2,002, and we could probably win a Super Bowl again. So I have no stress or worries about that. And you enjoy the snow because there ain't no snow over here.
Well, I think you left plenty in my backyard, dude.
It hasn't snowed in weeks, and I'm loving it.
Wow.
All right, you be safe.
All right, you too, man. Nice for you to come on. Come back and join us anytime.
Thanks. Yep, anytime.
All right, man. And this is Eric Marino, it looks like. That's the guy.
There he is. What's going on, guys?
Dude. You went to the game and they lost. What's that all about?
Question.
Yeah.
I was thinking of two quarterbacks. One, I would love to have Russell Wilson in Tampa, but the Rams gave up. Well, the Lions gave up. No, the Rams had to give up 2 first-round picks and a third. I'm thinking at least a first and a second, and then maybe a player.
For what?
How much
Russ,
does he have on his contract?
this year and next year.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
No, dude, he doesn't fit the Arians mold. He's not a pocket quarterback. Arians doesn't play that wildcat bullshit. He doesn't do it. He plays straight up old school football.
Like Kyle Trask, pocket quarterback.
And like Aaron Rodgers and like Jimmy G and like Deshaun Watson might be able to do a pocket passer, but I don't think so.
Well, Russell Wilson has a good arm.
What's that?
So Russell Wilson has has one of the best deep balls, and he got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin,
and Scotty Miller and those guys. I don't think Russell Wilson will ever darken the door here. That would be bad. It just wouldn't work.
Jimmy G. You might as well get Russ if you can get Jimmy G.
Why? You get Jimmy G for half the price. And he's got
half a year.
Yeah. Half a year.
They're saying they want a second-round pick or a third and a player. That's what I'm hearing.
Who? The 49ers?
For Garoppolo, yeah.
Well, if that's something they want to deal with, they'll make that the last option. I don't as much as I hate to say it, I don't think Bruce Arians is going to go get another quarterback. I think they're going to use who's in house. Blaine Gabbert probably start the season. By the end of the year, Kyle Trask will be it. Because they've already invested in Kyle Trask, and they bought him in and put him on the bench for a reason. It's not because he's going to be Ryan Griffith. He's going to be the next guy. But I think it's too early. They were planning, in my mind, they thought Brady was going to play this year. And that gives Trask 2 years of the Brady experience.
Yeah.
And this kind of pushed it up a bit. So Blaine Gabbert, I think, can go anywhere he wants. I don't think he's under contract after this year.
No.
I might be about that.
Trask is the only quarterback that's on the roster.
Right.
He's on his second-year deal.
Right.
Well, he's on the second year of his deal. 4-year contract. He wasn't a first-rounder, so he doesn't get a fifth-year option.
He gets a 4-year, and then we might take him back or not.
And I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I think Gronk's done. But he has said he's open to coming back.
Well,
I don't know what you guys think about it.
No, I think wouldn't it be good to have a Hall of Fame day 5 years from now where Tom Brady hands off the podium to Ron Gronkowski, to Rob Gronkowski on the same day, having the speech.
I don't know that he's done. I don't. He's given out mixed messages, so I don't know.
You know what that means? Show me the quarterback, and I'll make a decision.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
They haven't done that yet.
And Godwin too.
Godwin, we're going to
Everybody
resign. They've already said that they're going to move the
Move
earth and the
mountains.
wheel for that. I mean,
I can't see him not signing with us simply because of the injury. A lot of people aren't going to pay him what he thinks he's worth because of the injury.
right.
Yeah.
And he knows this offense, and well, we don't know who the quarterback's going to be. That's the cog in the wheel.
Right.
You know, we're going to have to get the quarterback first. You got to get off that light there, man. You're burning out. You look like Jesus. There
My
you
bad.
go.
My bad. Sorry, Matt.
That's all right.
Couple more questions. I'm gonna get back. Watching the Sean Payton movie on Netflix, so I'll stay on for a few minutes.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you coming in and tuning in for us. Every one of you that do it on a regular basis tells 5 people, we'll get 5 more.
Yeah, we'll get more. Nick here says every few hours I see a new report linking the Bucks to quarterbacks Bridgewater, Jameis, Garoppolo. I'm leaning to Trask.
No, Jameis. Everyone that's talking about that, it's not going to happen.
It's a simple thing.
Yeah.
You dated him.
Yep.
You married him. You slept with him, and you got a divorce.
And then you broke up. Yep.
Don't bring it back. It never works the second time around any better than it did the first time.
I think Trask can be really good. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jameis just throws 20 picks, we probably win 10 games. I mean, we were in most of those games, but he was giving the ball away, and he was giving the team good field position and was basically giving them the game. He was their best defender.
Yeah, and you have to remember, Jameis wouldn't have had 5,000 yards if we weren't behind by 20 points every game.
Well,
that makes a big difference in the yardage.
Yeah.
Bridgewater, though, Teddy Bridgewater was going to be before Tom Brady said yes.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
And I think that is still a card they would play for a Bridgewater bridge to get to Kyle Trask. I bet you that's got more legs under it than Garoppolo or Jameis. I don't know what I read. So.
Again, why do you want to bring in a China doll?
He's only supposed to be here half the year.
How about Deshaun Watson if he gets cleared?
Oh, no. We don't want that headache.
Deshaun Watson?
No.
Around the Diamond Dolls? Are you crazy?
No.
He's just got to drive down Del Mabry, man. And he's right there in the middle of it all. He can get he, she, women, guys, dudes. Doesn't matter what he's into. They're all right there on the strip on Nebraska and Kennedy all day long. Can you imagine putting a guy with his mentality, if what they say is true, in a place where it's that easy to get? Oh, no, you don't want that. I'm surprised they still even bring it up when Texans didn't even want to have him on the sideline. They just paid him to go away.
How about
many teams
what if Kenny Pickett falls to 27? Can the Bucs take a chance at him?
I'm not sure who that is. I don't follow the college game that much.
Pitt quarterback.
From Pitt?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
I don't think he's going to fall to 27.
No.
This isn't a real quarterback-laden draft, so somebody who needs a quarterback is going to grab
I think he's going to be a mid-first-round pick.
Yeah.
I even heard Denver at 9.
Yeah.
Well, it's possible. Denver's had no luck with quarterbacks except for Peyton.
I know this sounds crazy. How about bringing AR out of retirement? Or AL. Andrew Luck. No chance.
I've heard a lot about that. I have.
Yeah, a lot of people have talked about that because of Arians. But Luck
But they would have to get his rights like they did Gronk. Because Gronk was out of retirement. I was like, hey man, a 4th for Gronk? That was a steal.
Well, they'll work that out if it's a realistic thing. But Luck is a rich kid. You realize that he's a multimillionaire. He doesn't need to play football. His dad has got some kind of company. I don't remember exactly what it is, but he's either part of the company or heir to it, where he won't have to work for generations. It doesn't have to happen. So you have to measure his want to go back and play football. And then the first time he hits the ground, you talk about China dolls. That guy was broken every time he got fixed. So I don't know.
This comment here is a thinker.
A 3-team trade.
I like that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Raiders would. I don't well, who's the new coach for the Raiders? McDaniels. I don't think he'll trade him, but hey, new regime. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think the Raiders will trade him. He's a franchise quarterback. My uncle lives in Vegas. He doesn't think they're trading him.
Well, they say every time this time of year comes around, Derek Carr's out. They said it last year. They said it the year before. That Gruden was going to get rid of him. Gruden doesn't like his quarterbacks. He's always playing with quarterbacks.
Derek Carr can run too.
And Derek Carr has done nothing but play well. Last year, for them to get to the playoffs after all that garbage they went through,
he just plays on a crappy team. He's a good quarterback.
It's not a crappy team. It was a playoff team. So it's a question of the coach that was in there that took over for Gruden took him to the playoffs. Right. Derek Carr bought into it. Nobody said, Derek, you're about to go out, get the hell out of here, pack your stuff or we're going to trade you, blah, blah, blah. They stopped all that nonsense, and he just got himself in the huddle, and he turned the damn team. They had that middle of the year run where they were sucking wind, and he got that converted just like Brady did for us, and they managed to get into the playoffs in spite of themselves. So if somebody were to offer me Derek Carr right now, some kind of how, and it wasn't like, like buying Gruden where you got two firsts and a second and a third and a 5-year plan.
It's going to take at least 2 number ones and a third. That's what it took for Stafford. And Derek Carr is, 26, and Stafford was 31.
Yeah, he's close to
I don't see the Bucs giving up 2 ones.
They won't do that.
The Raiders,
they got Kyle Trask for a reason. You got to keep going back to that. He's there for a reason.
Texans 1 and 3. 3 firsts for Watson. Texans 1 and 3 for 3 firsts for Watson.
They're out of their damn mind. You just got to wait till the legal stuff happens, and when that starts to hit, the league's going to suspend him. He's going to get put out on He's going to be put out on the street. He'll end up being just a piece of meat out there. And once all this stuff settles down, and he pays all the women off that he's going to have to do in order to keep his name clean, then he's not worth anything what you're talking about because he hasn't played now for a whole year, right?
You think he'll get a year? I mean, AB got 8 games, and he wasn't, and that wasn't even as bad.
AB dropped the towel in front of a photographer or something, and got involved with that. They suspended him for so many games for doing that, but he paid that person off, and it was never a legal situation. He just wrote a check. Deshaun Watson, if half of these ones are 20-something are true, he's writing 10 checks. That's a lot of money. And the NFL still has that clause about being a decent citizen. So they'll suspend him. He's lucky right now he got paid last year. Last year they put him in the press box and paid his full salary to him. That's the damnedest thing I've ever heard. No team does that.
I know.
And that's what he got. So now the league's going to turn around and find him, and he'll end up having to pay most of that back to the league. And rightfully so. If he's that kind of guy, he's a dirtbag. And I wouldn't want him on anywhere near my roster or locker room. Not at all. Don't care if he's got a golden arm. It isn't that good. Because we've played the crazy man already. We got the AB treatment already.
Hey, Matt, I got a question. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers has bought land in Tennessee.
Yep.
Is there, should we take that with a grain of salt, or should we take that seriously?
Land's cheap in Tennessee. You can get big spreads of land out there in a very beautiful state for a lot less money than if you're buying it here in Florida.
I think he's going to Denver.
Country music aspirations.
He might have musical production in his future. Who the hell knows? There's an awful lot of rich millionaires that live in Tennessee, though.
I thought it was Jeopardy.
Huh?
Jeopardy. He's going to do Jeopardy.
No, he's not. He didn't get selected.
No.
Whatever. Does that matter? I mean, he'd have to quit football to do Jeopardy.
Yeah.
He's not ready to quit. He's playing everybody right now. You got Green Bay's made nice with him and decided that they like him a lot, and we're going to do something in the offseason. They want him back because he's all of that in a can of
How about A-Rod in Tampa?
No. You missed that part. You missed that part earlier.
Nobody wants Rodgers in Tampa. Nobody.
Rodgers doesn't have the mentality for a team. He's a centerpiece and he wants all the money. And everybody around him, you just have to make that work. And that doesn't do anything but give you lower quality talent and disgruntled people who aren't getting paid because he is. And they just leave and they go somewhere else. That's not how you build a team. Green Bay never built a solid foundation around him. They got all these revolving parts all the time. And he's able to work with them. But he would do so much better if he would just say, well, okay, I'll take 80% of what I should get. And you give that other 20%, get me a decent running back. And then the next year, give me another 15% off and get me some decent wide receivers that are young, because the guys I got are getting too old to do anything. In that kind of situation. That's what Brady did. What we got spoiled with here in Tampa, I said this earlier, Brady didn't need the money. He wanted to play the game. So he gave up salary so that everybody else could get paid. And we had an offense that was stellar, and we have a defense that's just full of people. And JPP's got to get paid. If he sticks around, he might retire. Sue's probably retire. You got on the offensive side of the ball, we don't know what we got in O.J. Howard. We don't know what we got really in Godwin if he's going to come back from that injury or not, right? We got Leonard Fournette, who's 30 million years old, but he's still productive. But he's going to want to get paid because he didn't get paid last year. So you got to look at the whole thing. It's 53 guys and a couple of trainers that you got to pay off. And if one guy wants to take all the money, nobody else gets any because everybody has a fair share. And that's what Rodgers would bring here. That's why I say Bridgewater is a bridge quarterback would be good because he'd be cheaper. He can be productive if he doesn't break, like Teresa said. But if he does break, you end up going to Kyle Trask. He was going to be here next year anyway. So we're not in a bad spot. We just are in a position of not decided, which is going to cost a lot of our free agents to be not decided until they see what the situation is. Because there are an awful lot of free agents that came here and took what they took because Brady was leading the pack. Right. And that's gone.
Fournette and Sherman.
Well, Sherman wasn't going to come back. Sherman was a fix.
Sherman might come back as a quarterback coach.
Yeah,
that would be the best one
he can make. Yeah,
I think he tore his Achilles again.
I don't care. I mean, he's got all year to fix it. he tore his. He had a calf injury that he got stretching. Who does that? That's been in the league 10 years. Put yourself in a position where you're going to
and pulled a hamstring in his first game. Or second game.
It was like second or third game.
Yeah.
He came back to
he had 3 games in like 11 days.
Right. What's that going to do to a 35-year-old man?
He's gonna pull something.
He's going to pull a lot. Surprised he didn't rip groin at that point. I mean, the way that you have to play to be in that position with the cuts you got to make and all that other kind of stuff, you have to maintain your limberness. And one thing that I never understood that Tom Brady did not bring to this team was the TB12 philosophy, because Evans always hamstrings, Godwin got a hamstring, Sherman got a hamstring, everybody got a hamstring in a warm climate on grass. There's just something not right in what they're eating or what they're doing.
And Levante, the week before the Super Bowl, I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, man. It's just strange that the team in this position would have that many problems of the same kind.
Yeah.
Doesn't speak very highly for Advent Health, in my opinion. But that's what it is. So,
maybe take I don't know if this really works, but I know it's good for muscles like potassium,
bananas, man. Eat bananas every day. I'm serious. I got a bad back. And if I do a lot of bending, like I work on my car or something like that, the next day my hamstrings feel like they're about that long. They just will not move. I can hardly lift my legs. If you eat a bunch of bananas immediately after you do the exercise and you eat them for breakfast every day, you get enough potassium in your system. Even somebody as old and decrepit as I am can get around a lot of that soft tissue problem. And that's just my advice to anybody out there, especially in Florida. You got bananas falling out of trees out there.
You ever been to Colorado, Matt, or Teresa? No.
No.
Okay. Going out for spring break in like middle of March.
Willows.
Bring us some pictures, man. It's
There.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I've been to Denver, but I didn't leave the airport, and so that doesn't count. And the funny thing was, we got delayed for like an hour for
Mhm.
maintenance, and I had my son with me. He's a toddler. He's like 2.5 years old.
Mhm.
So they let me get on the plane first. So as soon as they got back into we're going to load the plane, you can come on. I walk in there. The first thing I hear is a guy underneath with some kind of ratchet gun go, driving in screws and shit. I looked at the stewardess. And I was like, "That's not what you want to hear. They're putting things back together. That's not what you want to hear when you get on an airplane." Because I'll never forget that. That was the funniest thing I had been in an airport. By the end of that trip,
one of the best airports in the U.S. One of my favorite too.
I like Memphis. I went through Memphis on that process, and Memphis was pretty cool. They had great food there. Everything is Elvis in Memphis. Every place.
Memphis is good, yeah.
I've never been to Memphis.
You should go. One of these spring breaks when you got all this free time, go to Beale Street, and then also make time in your life to go to Austin and enjoy the nightlife there. Those are the two best music cities in the entire country, and bands that are there.
Nashville.
They don't have any national recognition, but they should, because there's an awful lot of stage acts around Nashville, Memphis, Austin that could play anywhere. They just don't. It's weird. So you screwed us over when you went to the Rams game. You said you were going to that, and you're 8-1, and we're going to win because I'm going to the playoff game, blah, blah, blah. And there you are. That's all I got to say
Come
about
on. Come on, man. Why got to do that to me?
I kid because I care, man. That's all. You're a good guy. I wanted to bring that up last time I was on the air. I didn't see you, so you got it when I saw you. But you keep going, man. You're a good 8-2 is still a good record. There's nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if my friends are going to renew their tickets. I guess it depends on who we get.
You know how many seats are going to come available now that Brady's gone? I mean, honestly, there's going to be people on the waiting list that are getting calls, be first in line all of a sudden. And then they got to make – they don't know what they're doing. So that's funny.
Kyle Trask next Kurt Warner. I can see that.
Yeah.
Maybe. We got to put him first. Kyle's got to go start bagging groceries at Publix, right? And that's the first thing you got to do.
I have my ring too. What's that?
It has to do with they were talking about the Super Bowl ring.
Who's Jeff Miller?
I don't know, but he's laughing because he probably wants Tebow. And Tebow, come on,
maybe that's
man.
the general manager at Jacksonville.
Oh. It's not Die Hard and only have a select. Well, now, David, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've been around since they said the first day that it's coming. I used to have a copy of the Tampa Tribune the day it was announced. I had a full page spread of some little baby Buccaneer on the front cover. And
Jared Goff to the Bucks. Get out of here. Come on, no.
It's Corey Brown. Corey Brown is a troll. He's a champion troll.
Yeah.
If you watched any of these kind of shows, he's on everybody's show. Somehow or another.
Yes.
Andrew's talking about something else. I don't know what. 76. That's my girl right there. That's related. She's part of Teresa's.
Hey, all right. So, real quick, and then I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
So Chris Godwin. Okay, so we have a lot of free agents. We probably can't bring all of them back, even though we do have some of the best Spytag and Jason Lai and Arians. I think we re-signed Godwin because the tag. Remember, if you get tagged twice in a row, it goes up. I think 10 or 15%. So I was hoping they would get a deal done last year, but like Shaq got tagged and then got a deal this year. Well, last year. So I expect the same. Carlton gets the tag. I don't know how expensive that will be. I think it's like $16 million for a corner. He missed like half the year. So maybe they can get him, 12, 13 mil discount. And then, Lenny, there are some very good running backs. The guy from Alabama, Dalvin Cook's brother, maybe in the second round. Maybe a receiver. But both Alabama receivers have torn their ACL, Mechie and Jamison Williams. And there's probably receivers you can get in the second round. Dotson.
I don't think we need a receiver. You know what we need? We need to replace 76, I think his number is. That guy on the left tackle, Donovan Smith. We need to get his.
I haven't heard too many tackles. I'll have to do some more research on it.
That's the one thing we saw in the Rams game when they quit babysitting him and had to move all the babysitters over to the other side of the field, the tight ends clipping and whatever, that Dotson got beat over and over and over and over, just got beat. Now, I know it was Aaron Donald and I know it was Von Miller, but he still got beat a lot.
Dotson? You mean Donovan Smith?
Donovan Smith, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like Dotson was like, yeah.
No, Donovan Smith, the guy that nobody liked 2 years ago, and then Arians made him look like he could play the game. And then they took away his babysitters because they were using a lot of chipping and a lot of blocking schemes that were helping him hold up so that Brady could get rid of the ball. But when they couldn't do that anymore, when they had to put all that on the other left side to help the guy that was getting beat with a broken ankle back there. I mean, his ankle was just as bad as Kristen Tripp's or Wirf's. But so they tried to help him out, and Donovan Smith just failed, and it wasn't pretty. Anyway, that's what I would do. So if they're going to go with a wide receiver, I guess you can get them in the later rounds.
Yeah.
We're deep at wide receiver. We're deep at tight end. We're deep at running back. We've got all that. It just depends on who's going to re-sign, because the offense is not where the problem fell in last year. It was the secondary.
Keyshawn is the only running back on the roster right now.
Who?
And maybe Barner. Keyshawn Vaughn.
Keyshawn Vaughn is the one they want to keep. They don't care about Jones.
Rojo's
gone. If it was me, Rojo's out. I'm not even going to entertain re-signing the guy.
They have some good running backs coming out.
But you don't draft running backs in the first round. You wait till the third or fourth. That's Bill Parcells said that. So
all right. Well, I'm gonna get back to watching Home Team. You guys have a good night. Teresa, Matt, thanks for letting me come on.
Yeah, well, anytime, man. Just you know how to do it. You even get in the private chat over here. You got this thing all worked out.
Yeah, I was like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm gonna make sure I'm here.
Yeah, remember when you log in, I see you whether you see us or not. I know you're there.
Okay, all right.
Squeeze you in. So I'll tell you the same thing I told Alec. Don't ever take the idea that you're not on so you can go to the bathroom with the phone. We don't want to see that.
I would never do that.
Well, you'd be surprised at what people do sometimes. Anyway, take it easy, Eric. Good talking to you. We'll be back again for the Super Bowl. Who do you got for the Super Bowl? You going to pick the Rams because they beat us, or are you going to take the other team?
I want the Bengals to win, but someone was telling me, the Rams are going to blow them out. I think it's going to be a one-score game, 27-24 Bengals.
That's probably close. Bengals are a lot better than people give them credit for. They're an awful lot like the Bucs. Nobody remembers who they are because
Joe Burrow's going to have to get that ball out quick. He got hit. He got sacked like 9 times by the Titans, and the Rams D-line is no joke. They're going to have the max protect, bring in an extra blocker. They're gonna need some help.
Hopefully, he got some people healed up a little bit too, because they were dinged up a bit. But the guy's got the touch, man. He's got that thing, that mojo when he wants to win. Mm-hmm. He's got the ability to come back at any time. Him, Herbert, and Josh Allen up there in Buffalo. Those are names you're going to remember for the next 10 years. They're something, all of them, to watch.
Yep.
All right, man. I'm going to cut you out of here. Have a good night.
Right. Have a good night.
Bye. Whew. We can talk all night.
No, he brings a lot to the table. He does.
Yeah. All right. So where are we at on these?
Andre wants to know, did the ref touch the ball when the Rams had the game-winning drive before they spiked the ball?
I don't remember. That was so long ago.
I
have
know
no
there was
idea.
a question about whether it was placed by the refs or not, but that's history. That's
You
nothing.
can't go back and fix it. So that's the funny thing. They can come back and say, well, the NFL determined the referees in this game did blah, 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 but it doesn't change it from a win to a loss.
Well, remember the catch,
Yep.
again against the Rams, the catch when they said
Bert Emanuel.
it wasn't the Bern Emanuel, it wasn't a catch, and it was, and they changed the rule the next year.
Yeah. At the very next convention.
Yep.
They knew they screwed that up. So questionable calls at the beginning of the game stopped any kind of momentum. Well, yes and no. We didn't help ourselves with any momentum either.
No, we didn't.
I don't think we were participating. Don't think we were ready for that just yet. No, Winston. Amen to that, my friend. Amen to that. Well, that's how you get 30 in a year.
That's
At least
true.
two a game. That's what that averages out to. Can't win doing that. Can't control his turnovers. Kept it down in New Orleans because he wouldn't throw the ball downfield. David knows what he's talking about. He's on top of things.
Well, that's what I was saying too. He dinked and dunked it, and maybe that's the type of offense needs to be run with him.
That's all that Sean Payton had the nerve to give him, and it worked.
So
Bring
we got to
Wilson
bring
in.
Wilson in, and then we got no Bubba Wilson.
No
Bubba
Wilson. I don't want Wilson here.
Jacksonville wouldn't let Leftwich bring his own GM, so he quit talks.
Well, that's fair. You can't work with a GM you don't know. That's what happened to Dirk Cutter, or Lovie Smith, I should say.
Alex said, "Go Bucks, and let's raise them flags always."
They'll be up again next year. We just got to get through the off season.
Andre said he'd take Carr before Jimmy G. I would too, but I don't think that's going to ever happen.
I like Derek Carr. Like I said, he took a bunch of garbage going this year and managed to make something out of it, which is impressive, whether it was coaching or the quarterback or both.
Andrew.
If they get Jimmy G, I'd rather the third and a player like a Mike Edwards, expiring contract, too much talent in this draft to give up a second. I don't think Jimmy G's worth anything more than a third. He just hasn't proven himself. He lost. If he had won this playoff game, the whole dynamic would have changed. But he didn't. So there you go.
And Alex says, and let's go Lightning.
Well, there'll be no hockey talk.
Y'all say Jimmy G for having Wilson falls apart at midseason.
Yeah.
Good point.
That's what happens with running quarterbacks. They're not designed to last.
Yeah. Alec also said bring in Johnny Dean.
He had
Johnny,
his shot.
if you're out there, you ready to play?
He can barely walk to the mailbox. Jeez.
Wentz to Bucks. No.
No.
Indianapolis is not letting him go.
No, we don't want him anyway.
Yeah.
Quarterback worth looking at outside the Bucks is Derek Carr, period.
I don't think McDaniels is going to let Derek Carr go. He has already said he's excited to work with him. Of course, most coaches say that. So
Wentz is a hack.
Yeah.
We've got Trask. We don't need to take him. We already got him. We just got to decide if he wants to get off the bench.
I don't want Pickett.
Pickett. Somebody in the draft, I guess.
Okay. Bring back Ryan Fitzpatrick. He'd be great as a backup.
You know what? He won the starting job in Washington.
He did.
And he got hurt. So nobody really knows what he is, except that we had him here, and he's streaky. But when he's on, he's really on. That guy's something else when he's on.
Luck is out of shape already. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Luck.
In years.
Jimmy back with Josh and back with the QB who knows how to run his offense. Okay. If Deshaun is cleared, he is the one I wouldn't mind giving up 2 1s for. He sets us up for the future. No.
It doesn't match Arians' playbook. Arians is not a wildcat. He's not an RPO laden quarterback. That doesn't work in his system.
And
Deshaun's already
besides,
trained to
he's
run.
already taken a chance on somebody. It didn't work out. I don't see him doing it again.
Deshaun is programmed to run. 1, 2, 3, run. That's what he does.
Yep.
And that's not an Arian quarterback. It just isn't going to work.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers won't lead this team. He's a choker. He plays great the regular season, then come playoff, he magically has no help all of a sudden.
And it's everybody else's fault.
Yeah, that's the next thing. Rodgers is a diva, not a leader.
I agree.
Howard needs to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. O.J. Howard? Nobody will take him. He's going to pay us to write him a contract.
I think he's a free agent this year, isn't he?
Yeah, but who's going to sign him a contract? He's going to get like a rookie deal. It's going to be piddly because he hasn't played. He's still on potential.
And Brian says bananas are not the answer for him.
That worked for me, buddy.
Denver International Airport is a scary place. Look up the Denver International Airport's conspiracies. I saw a show on that. That was pretty interesting.
I'll have to check that out. I don't know.
They got something down below ground where you can't get in certain doors and stuff. And yeah, it was interesting.
Does it lead to NORAD?
I don't know. He's getting season tickets when he moves back. He probably can.
I'd get on the list now and buy him.
Here they'll run the Tampa toe offense.
If Rodgers come back, the Tampa toe offense.
Bring my guy Ben Cornette in this.
Yeah.
Ben says, Alec, it's my off night, Thursdays only. You answered. And then, he has an appearance schedule, I see.
He's a very popular guy. He's a very popular guy.
He's got a lot of good information. Or Rick Hughes. Rick works hard, and he's got a couple of shows too. So we try to give Rick his rest.
Rick gets his opportunity, and he comes and shows up, and he blesses us every once in a while. He's a
he does.
Good guest.
Donovan Smith is a decent left tackle at best. What made Smith look better was Brady and putting an extra blocker next to him on pass plays.
That's what I was saying.
Good against the run and durable, but that's it.
That's what I was saying. They've been babysitting him and made him look better. And then that happened.
Defense wins championships. Yes, it does. And we are.
And it helps if the secondary knows what position they're supposed to be in so that they don't let the best damn wide receiver on the field down the middle. Don't get me started.
Keep Bell.
Who's Bell? What am I missing?
Wasn't he a running back that we brought in and let go?
I guess.
Lavania, who I can't remember.
Oh yeah, the guy from the Steelers, Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon.
He's not going to come back. He's 38 years old too.
Well, besides, we brought him in, and right as we get to the playoffs, we let him go. I mean, I wouldn't come back either. We'll fly year round.
There you go.
Just wait till June. If they want Jimmy off their books, they'll release him.
That is going to be interesting to see what happens with him. I still don't think he's going to be here. Everyone wants to bring former quarterbacks. Chris Sims. Does he still have a spleen, or did they remove it?
Give his spleen another shot. If they removed it or if they removed part of it.
Man, I got to give that guy credit. He gave blood. He damn near died for the Bucs. And Gruden then turned around and took a dump on him. And
he was out there playing hard. I mean,
he must have been. He must have blew his spleen out and went back in.
Yep.
Until he almost passed out from internal bleeding.
Yep.
And that still wasn't good enough.
And Alex said, rumor going around is that Vikings and Browns are trading quarterbacks.
I can't see Baker Mayfield going to the Vikings. I damn sure can't see Kurt. Oh, no.
Cousins.
Cousins, yeah. No. That's one that got overpaid and should just walk out gracefully before he starts making a noise because
Who's that?
he underperformed severely.
Mayfield? Mayfield or Cousin?
Cousin.
Okay.
Mayfield had a broken shoulder all year, and he kept trying to play because they weren't going to let him not play or he might lose his job. He didn't want to do that. So he sacrificed his body for the whole season. He's a much better quarterback than people give him credit for because he had one good year. And this next one was the one we just had. He was supposed to be coming of age, and he's broke.
Right.
And if he gets healed up and everything goes together right, he should be fine next year. People will be talking about him again.
Yeah, I've also though heard about him being traded somewhere in the West Coast. I can't remember where.
San Francisco?
I don't know. Can't remember. I'll have to find that story. And Ben says the reason Gruden took a Gruden on Sims, isn't it sad when you get something named after you like that? Was because he was under 30 years old at the time. John loves his veteran quarterbacks, and he did. He loved a good old quarterback.
Yeah, he didn't want to have to teach them anything. He wanted them to have all that stuff already there.
Right. He salivated over Jeff Garcia.
Yeah. Who said he was gay? They said Jeff Garcia was gay. I think that was T.O. put him out on the street. That's funny.
And that's our last comment right now.
That's the last one we got?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's good because we're way over time. We had too many good people on here tonight. We had a couple of guests, a couple that won't come on. Mr. Cornette. Mr. Cornette
Well,
can
it's
make
not
some
Thursday.
time. No, and it won't be next week either. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who did show up today and wanted to watch the show. Hope we entertained you just a little bit, make you think just a little bit. We're still a work in progress, but we're getting better every day. And just like you guys, we keep growing. So that's the good time.
And no
Having
matter
said
what
that,
you heard, Brad Johnson did not cheat on the first quarter, on the first Super Bowl. Somebody went the balls for him. Good Lord, you'd think he went out and paid people to fall down. That's
just crazy. That's those balls. The balls that the kickers get are glazed if you look at them because they've never been touched. But the ones the quarterbacks get, they now scuff pregame. Right. That's how they know.
That's what they were doing. That's what they were doing for him.
Yeah. So it's not cheating if you don't get caught anyway.
Yeah. Strange question. How many Bucs QBs have won a Super Bowl? Let's see.
2.
No. Just for the Bucs, they've done 2.
Oh, and then you had the guy in the Ravens, Steve Young, and Mouse.
Yeah, Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer.
And Doug Williams.
Doug Williams got one as a Redskin. Nobody else that I can think of.
I can't think of it. Testaverde never got there.
Never got a ring. He threw a touchdown in 5 decades, though, or something like that. Ridiculous.
Okay, so Vinny he never won a Super Bowl.
But he certainly didn't leave the league broke. He did just fine. Vinny never won one. I don't know who's popping that up there.
Carl.
Oh, no, that's a nah. Didn't happen. Let's see.
So, all right.
That's it. So who do you got for the Super Bowl? You taking the Rams because of the conference, or are you taking the Bengals because of the conference?
I'm taking the Bengals because I want somebody new.
I agree. I do not want to see the Rams win in their home stadium.
Yeah, but we did it first.
We did it first, but we're going to be the only ones who did it. Watch. That's what I'm thinking. Pamela.
Everybody's going Bengals so far.
There you go. I think the Bengals are due. I'm old enough to remember when Ken Anderson was their quarterback and they actually got in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when Boomer Esiason, I think it was.
Yeah,
was there
didn't they get there 4 times with him?
And never got to the big dance. Sam Weiss kind of got screwed. But I have a passion for the Bengals. I think they're coming around, and I hope that they do well. Because something about Sean McVay bugs me. I don't like that guy. And the only reason I can say that is everything works out for him. I don't like that guy. Didn't like him in high school, didn't like him in adulthood, and I don't like him on the football team. There's something about him just bugs the shit out of me. I wanted Mike Vrabel to get a chance at the Super Bowl because I like him, but
Yeah.
Sean McVay, no. And we should have beat them. We should have beat them. But you're going to get to bring up stuff that I've already talked to my therapist about. I paid $180 for that, so I'm going to bring it up again.
All right.
So on that note, here we are at the Buck Wild Show. We're going to go ahead and sign off tonight. Again, like I said before, we appreciate it. And having all your people come in, we really do appreciate you participating. I'm thankful that I found Teresa Baxter, and she's willing to put up with my crazy rear end and the rest of me. And guys, I'm not going to tell you what happened, but don't ever let yourself get in a day like I had today, and you'll be much better for it. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Having said that, this is me saying bye. Can we still do this? Peace.
Have a good week. Yeah, we're
All right.
still
Good night, everybody. Have a good evening. Enjoy
Good
your week.
night, everyone. Thank you again.